The homes on the west and east side of Portland are drastically different. In this video, I'll explain the main differences between the two sides of Portland, so by the end of the video, you'll know which side is the best fit for you. So if you're considering moving to the Portland metro area and are struggling to decide which side to live, then stay tuned because you're in the right place. Hi folks, I'm David Backholer. I'm a real estate broker based here in Portland, Oregon, and I specialize in helping people move to the area. Now, if you're considering a move in here, then you need to reach out to me so I can help you through that process. All of my contact details and a link to my calendar where you can schedule a Zoom call with me is in the description down below. Okay, so back to today's video. We're going to be looking at which side of the Willamette River is right for you. Now, if we look at our map, you can see the Willamette River goes straight through the center of Portland, so it's important for you to understand the differences between the two sides because you will find very different styles of homes and amenities in each area. So to be able to answer the question which side of the river is right for you, I need you to firstly answer these 5 questions. So grab a pen and paper and make some notes as we go through these. Okay, so question number 1 is all about what type and what style of home do you want to live in. For example, condos, single family homes, even a floating river home, because that is an option here in Portland. Do you prefer historical homes with character or new construction? Do you want small or a large home? So question number 1 is all about what type or what style of home you want to live in and what you need from that house. Question number 2, I need to think about what amenities are in your ideal neighborhood. Do you like being in close proximity to neighbors? How important is it to have access to cafes, bars, restaurants, all within a walkable distance? Do you want homes with views? So for this question, I need to think through what you need to have in your neighborhood and what you're okay with having a short drive away. So question number 3 I want you to think through is where do you work or where do you want to work and how long a commute are you okay with? Question number 4 is what is your approximate budget to buy a home? Now, if you don't know your budget, you can reach out to me and I can put you in contact with a local lender to have these conversations. And then finally, question number 5 is what is your lifestyle? I need to know who you are. Do you have kids? Are schools important? Do you travel and need to be near the airport? Will this be a starter home? Will you sell it in a few years' time? Do you want that equity to grow, or are you more interested in having a house for the long term? What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your recreational activities? What do you like doing? So for this question is all about you. Who are you? What is your lifestyle? And I need to know you better before I can help advise you where to live. So by now you should have answers to these 5 questions written down. And before I tackle each one of these and make recommendations, why don't you briefly pause the video, take 30 seconds to answer these questions. And then once you've done so, put your answers in the comments below, or alternatively, send me an email and I will personally respond to everyone and give you 3 or 4 recommendations, not just what side of Portland to live, but also for a specific neighborhood in Portland that could be a good fit. Okay, so pause the video and do that right now. Okay, so if you had said the type of home you want to live in is a condo, then there are a few options for you. The best modern condos are in South Waterfront, and this is west of the Willamette River and south of downtown. Now, the pros of living here is that these are nice, luxurious, modern condos, and many of them will have fantastic views of the Willamette River. Now, if you want condos in a more lively environment with great nightlife, shopping, then you should consider the Pearl District, which is a fairly densely populated area just north of downtown. Now, there are of course condos scattered throughout Portland, but these are going to be your top options. Now, if you had answered that historical single family homes are important to you, then you're more likely going to find what you're looking for on the east of the Willamette River, as this is where you'll find older homes with a ton of character. Neighborhoods such as Irvington and the Laurelhurst are registered historic neighborhoods and are full of beautiful historic homes dating back to the early 20th century. Now, if new construction is important to you, then your best option is going to be west of the Willamette River and be somewhere like Bethany or Beaverton. Both of these areas have a lot of new construction, and multiple builders including Toll Brothers and Taylor Morrison can be found there. So now let's talk briefly about the size of a home you're looking for, and obviously there is a variety of sizes and homes throughout all of Portland. Now if you want a larger home in a historic neighborhood, then again east of the river in Irvington and Eastmoreland are going to be your best options. And then if you want something larger, newer, then west of the river in a place like Forest Heights or Northwest Heights will be great options. And homes in these neighborhoods will also have some beautiful views. Okay, so moving on to question number 2, and this is all about what amenities you want in your neighborhood. So if you're someone who wants walkability to bars, cafes, restaurants and stores, there's a couple of options for you. Firstly, just west of the river, such as the Pearl District, will be your best option. However, you won't find single family homes here. These will all be condos, but you will have a plethora of places to go on your doorstep. Now, if you want these type of amenities and live in a single family home, then east of the river might be a better fit. Mainly because the east side is flatter, more walkable, and many areas have neighborhood restaurants and cafes. And some of the best options here include the Alberta Arts District, Beaumont Wilshire, and Hawthorne. Now if views are important to you, then the best option will be on the west side of the river. On the east side, you only really have parts of Mount Tabor that have great views. But the west side is quite hilly, and there's actually a reason why my wife and I decided that the west side was not right for us. Even though it's very pretty and has better views, the hills make it less walkable, and you're going to need to drive to most places. Okay, so before we tackle question number 3, which is where you want to work and how long a commute you're okay with, I do just want to ask that if you're enjoying this video and finding it useful, please do hit that subscribe button. Now I release new videos every week about what it's like to live in Portland and the surrounding areas, so it's going to be your best way to ensure you're receiving the most up-to-date content to help you with your move here. Okay, so question number 3 was where do you want to work and how long of a commute are you okay with? Now if we look back at our map, you'll see there are multiple bridges along the Willamette River, and what you tend to find is that these bridges tend to be the bottlenecks for traffic. Now typically we see traffic backing up less so in the mornings, but in the evenings crossing the bridges from the west side to the east side can be fairly slow, and it might double your commute home. Now the largest employers in the area, including Nike and Intel, are all west of the river. So if you work for one of them, it might take you 45 minutes to an hour to get home to the east side in the evenings. So you need to understand that that's going to be okay for you or not. Now, before living in Portland, I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area for over a decade, and the traffic and commute in Portland is nowhere near as bad as what it was like traveling from the Bay Bridge from San Francisco to Oakland in the evenings. So although we do get traffic here, it's something for you to consider. It's nowhere near as bad as other places that you might be familiar with. Okay, so now let's talk about our 4th question, which is budget. So the median home price for a single family home in Portland is around $550,000. And if you need to stay significantly under that and don't want to consider a condo, then east of the river in North Portland is going to give you the best options. Alternatively, you can go east of Interstate 205, where you'll also find some more affordable homes. And by more affordable in North Portland, you can find a small single family home for around $400,000 to $450,000. Now otherwise, budget is not going to restrict you to either the east or west side of the river. Now if you have a very large budget, then I typically find some of my previous high-end clients looking for homes either in Irvington or Eastmoreland, which are both on the east side of the river, and these are neighborhoods that have older character. Now, Southwest Hills and Forest Heights are on the west side of the river and are very popular because they have some fantastic views. And then one other place to consider, which is not important, would be Lake Oswego, where you'll find multi-million-dollar homes on lakefront property. So the fifth question I asked you to think about is very specific to you. Who are you? What makes you tick? What are your dreams? What are your goals? And I can't really recommend an area for you without truly getting to know you and connecting one-on-one. So in the description down below is a link to where you can schedule a call with me, and that's going to be a great opportunity for us to connect and get to know each other better, and then I'll be able to assist you in greater detail. So please go ahead and click that link and schedule an appointment with me now. Now hopefully this has given you some useful information and you have a clearer picture on what side of the river is the best fit for you. Now I have a lot of videos that go into more detail on each of these neighborhoods, so I recommend as a next step you also take a look at these. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video in the near future.